Beautiful skin requires commitment and not a miracle. Do you wish to have a younger, smoother, and a brighter skin? If yes, all you need is to contact CQ Beauty Haven by Abimbola Shunde, a natural and other skin care using optimal pure natural grade ingredients for you to achieve a youthful glow. Understanding the physiology behind different skin types and conditions is the major reason why Abimbola Shunde gave birth to CQ Beauty Haven. Order now for your natural skincare products such as Egyptian black soap, the slimming Harvard TikToks, knuckle care set, pink lips cream, crystal sets, whitening and peeling cream, breast enlargement oil, dark and pit and tie cream, hydrophilic contact lens, brightening face mask, Karat Gold scrub, advanced anti-aging and repair formula, crystal multivitamin scrub, and many more. CQ Beauty Haven only stock product that delivers both efficacy and safety, and also stay away from steroids and hydroquinone and bleaching ingredients that damage skin. They help in correcting any skin damage and aspire to serve you in achieving your desired results. For all inquiries, consultations, advice, and orders, visit their website on www.cqbeautyhaven.com. You can as well call or send a WhatsApp message on +44 7387 596862 or via email at cqbeauty.
Hi.
Connected.
Oh yeah. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you're watching us from. Oh, let me get on with the Instagram live. Yeah. So, Tolu, God know the number of yours. Right. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How you guys doing? How's the week going? Hey, hey, hey! Shout out to all our Instagram audience. Our Instagram. Yeah, we're having a very nice view on Instagram. Those of you here on Facebook who have not been following us on Instagram, I don't know what you are doing, man. I don't know what you are doing. Follow us on Instagram. That's why we're having more excitement there right now. We have real nice going on there. Tolu, don't worry, man. Uh, so go follow us on Instagram at Victor King Initiatives. Victor King Initiatives on Instagram at Victor King Initiatives. You catch us live. So the excitement is always all of there. Bankole Felix, you haven't missed anything. Yeah, and then our YouTube audience, shout out to everyone watching us from YouTube. You guys are doing amazing. And if you are here and you are not following us on YouTube, you are an enemy of progress. So then I realize that so many of you watch this show, but you are not following the page. I will put my hand in my nose to shake me for you last. That's how we grow. If you are not following, you only click a notification button so you get notified when we are online. That's not fair enough. We need to grow as a people. You have to follow the page. These are followers that determines our strength, even on Facebook. You understand? By now we should be like 25,000, but so many of you are, you get on this show, but you are not following the page. That's sure right. That's sure right. Be careful. Kamaja. I was telling Abefe over the week, said, so many people be watching your show and they can't even share the show. They can't even share, man. I was like, one day I will get on the show. I will make sure it's one topic that everybody like. And I will say, man, you guys, please share this show. Please help us share. That's the least thing you can do. And I will just watch it if I did not. And you don't know that we can see if you are sharing. That's what you don't know. We know when you share. And I will just look and I see that people are not sharing. How can I have 700 people watching and I only have 50 shares? What happened to the rest of the people? My dad show one way share. My dad log out. He said, well, okay, you think I can't use all of this time to do something else? Like I can make money. My job, you can work anytime at my job. If I decide to call now and say I want to work, Zoom, I'm off. You know? So my mother and she. It takes so much, man. The best you can do is to just support by, following the page and sharing our shows. That's how we grow. That's how we get encouraged. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what's wrong with my voice. My voice is getting deeper. Somebody said I'm talking like Bishop Oyedepo. Don't do me, man. But I mean, it's a good thing. So go follow us on all our handles: Instagram, Victor King Initiatives; Facebook, YouTube, Victor King Initiative. Our name don't change anywhere, you know. Hello, follow. Hello, follow. Kò ní dáká ṣe máa fi olúgbò máa gbé wá sórí show máa bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Hello, follow Instagram handle Victor King Initiative náà. Hello, follow YouTube Victor King Initiative. Ká tó lo before I use Otumọ̀pọ̀ on you. And if you are not yet shared this show, you are an agent of darkness. If you have not yet shared this one that I am talking, this one, you have yet to share it. Like, what's your plan? You are an enemy. All right. How is everyone doing? How is the week going? I don't know how you are doing it. How you are always the first thing to come online every time we get live on show. I don't know how you are doing it. Some people say they are not getting notification yet. I don't know what that is about. But you know, we still have a little restriction. Facebook is doing my page gets it going. And when my enemy is the board, how come I report page or one? What is me? Brain at work. Brain at work. Okay. Brain at work. Shout out to you guys. How you guys doing, man? Mojet Toluwa. Thanks for joining. Thank you very much, Instagram. I like these Instagram views. It's kind of bold. Yeah. I don't know. We have limitations. I don't know what's wrong with that. Facebook is messing on up. What page me actually understand. Very soon I will stop doing show on Facebook Live and I'll just stay on Instagram. So I can generate I can concentrate energy on the Instagram and generate because I need you guys to follow the Instagram page. I won't come on Facebook again, I'll just do Instagram. That's what people do. I'll stop all of it and start just doing YouTube. No. And I will just share the link on Facebook. But if you can have a good strength on all of these things, it's better. All right, how is everyone doing? Sorry, I'm struggling to read comments and see if I can follow up. It's a little bit. My glasses is still not in place, but don't worry, I'm good. Kike Lomofagbe, how are you guys doing? How is everyone doing? Olubumi Balamosi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, who is ready for today? Shadi Obanla, you'll be going to party all by yourself. I'll talk to you. Party and what they for. The way you are finding these days, you will still explain to us what's going on. Another Dalaga, you are not doing me well. You are not doing well. Another Dalaga. Subuko. Another Dalaga, you are not doing well. Bosca, lórí Instagram, àwọn Bosca ti sáàgbọ̀n lórí Facebook, wọ́n ti sá lọ Instagram. Wọ́n ní turning spirit. Iye Fúnmi Akínrẹ̀mí. Thanks for joining. Ẹ bá bínú àṣà máa ranjú díẹ̀ ni. Mr. Muiwa, your people are using juju for me. Mr. Muiwa, since last week, I've been trying to. I want to do a show on Yoruba Nation because I have some materials that really bothers me. Your man was set up. Your man was betrayed. I don't know if you have seen that yet, or if you agree with me. They betrayed Chief Sunday Igboho. He was set up, and I wanted to do a show and talk about it and address it. But every time I talk about something will come up. I will get busy. I want Yoruba Nation. I want Yoruba Alligator. One logo for me. Princess Adeoye. Ọlọ́run ní parí ìjà wa. Adéṣẹ́wà. Ṣé mo pè dáadáa? Adéṣẹ́wà. Mr. Muyiwa, àwọn Yorùbá nation. Wọ́n dẹ̀ yí lọ́nà dẹ̀ pa. Mo lè ṣe ṣó ìtọ́kì ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ tí wọ́n lè ní. Omi ìnù. Àwọn sọ jíjà ń ṣe ṣó bí mẹ́rin lọ́jọ́ kan. Mi kàn mọ́ bí táwọn yẹn ti ní rẹ́nájì ní pé wọ́n tiẹ̀ máa ń fún mi gbé kan tó ṣe ṣó ìnáwó náà ló mọ̀. Ìbẹ̀rù. I don't know. Bridget, it's like you're owing me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Now, last week, okay, one more announcement before we kick road. Now, we look at the metrics of our shows. We look at the metrics of the shows that we are having. Those who are watching live when we come live, and those who watch live when we come live, and those who watch after we have done the show. We look at the metrics and we realize that there are more people watching the show after the show has been done than those who watch us live. And we begin to look into the details of why. We constantly do data analysis so that we can improve on our productivity. One of the things we figured out, one is our timing. Because we are in different countries and continents of the world, our time zones differ. Right now, like, Abefek don't always get on my show because as we speak right now, probably she's just trying to wake up. It will be like 5 a.m. in Australia, and some part of the world is getting late. If I do it 1 hour from now, I'm sure it's to 9 right now in Nigeria and in the UK. Next month, we're going to be 6 hours from Nigeria. So if I do a 3 o'clock show, it will be 9 p.m. there, That we cannot fix. It's going to be like that because we can't help it. But then, another factor, Matt S, thank you. You are the best YouTube audience, man. You are always there. Thank you very much for joining. Now, another thing that we realized that we figured out in the matrix is that the duration of the shows seems to be too long for especially those who are in Nigeria, those who use data, those who have to buy data. All of us buy data anyway, you understand? Some of us just have access to it than others. Nigeria data na rip-off, na scam. As long as, not only that it's not effective, it's not cheap. Not only that it's not cheap, it's still robbery. They still use it to scam them. You understand? It's a rip-off. And I'm shocked to tell you that from the matrix that we saw, gathering the data of our viewers on Facebook, we have more people watching us from Nigeria than anywhere in the world. And that really melts my heart. I didn't expect Nigerians to be watching live show of 2.5 hours. I didn't expect it. So seeing them, it really melts my heart. And I just want to use this moment to say thank you to all of you watching us from Nigeria. You guys are amazing. I don't know how you are doing it, but whatever you are doing, I appreciate it. Okay? I don't take for granted that you people can blow data. How much do you use to watch this show every day? Every time we come online? Maybe like 6,000, 10,000 thereabout. Because for you to stream for 2 hours, that's a lot. So we put into consideration all of this and realize that. And again, maybe you know or you don't know, the views, Facebook measures our growth by views. And we realize that we're having less views because we have a longer, time of show. We have a longer duration of shows. So we realize that it's really not working for us in every way. If we have shorter period of shows, shorter duration in our shows, we have people who are watching live more. You understand? And we're going to have, more views. And then we can even come online more often than just once a week or twice a week. I can do a 1 hour show 5 times a week. You understand? Which, instead of having 5,000 views on one show a week, I can possibly have 4,000 or 3,000 in 5 places. Do you understand? That's growth. That's how Facebook measures the metrics. So henceforth, the duration of our shows will be very short. It's going to be 1 hour talk and 30 minutes for questions. So max that we can do is 1 hour, 30 minutes. But ideally 1 hour. There are some shows that we don't have callings. If it's not a calling show, 1 hour we're done. If it's a calling show, we give it 30 minutes extra for callings and opinions. And that's how far we would ever go. We will even set our streaming app to cut off once it's 1 hour 30 minutes. It will cut by itself automatically. So we can adopt some measures and discipline. Now, having said that, we are going to have very, snappy show right now. But we are going to have more shows. We want to test run by seeing what it would be like to have shows 3 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we are going to be here. So we have 3 times 1 hour. Instead of having 3 hour show once a week. Do you understand? It's still the same time, but we're going to have more in-depth, we're going to have more diversity, and we're going to have more strength as a community. You understand? So we're going to be having 1 hour straight, maximum 1.5 hours, 3 times a week. You understand? So we don't strain people by, they can't watch because it's too long. We got some feedback. People want to go back and watch it, but they can't watch it. Some people say, if I didn't meet you live, I can't go back to watch your show because it's too long. Maybe there's something they want to watch. They don't know where it is because it's quite a voluminous show. So instead of having a lengthy show, we are going to have more time coming online and then do something very snappy. And then we can have precision. We can hit it at the edge. Boom, boom, boom. So take note of all of these changes and just bear with us. Right. Thank you very much. So let's get started. Now, this development starts today, but I spend a little time to do all of these announcements. But I can promise you that we are going to be out of here in the next 1 hour 15 minutes. This is 3:45. We're going to be out of here by 500 dots. So last week, we started a series about what do men really want. And we talk about the biggest enemy of a man. Those of you sending me a message, imagine can shake it for me. I share really one there. Calm down. We talk about the biggest message, the biggest enemy of a man. So do on Instagram. The biggest enemy. Felix Ayolu Atugalu. Wow. My chairman, sir. So you say you're watching on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. Wow. It's loud though. We discussed the biggest enemy of a man. The biggest struggle of every man. The biggest confrontation that a man gets. The biggest vulnerability of a man. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Hi, good afternoon. This is Victor 1H. Yeah, I got a message for Nike. Yeah, I'm cool. On age, yeah. Yes. All right, thank you. Sorry. So we talk about the biggest vulnerability of a man, the biggest weakness of a man. Olamide, how you doing? The biggest confrontation that every man has, the biggest enemy of a man. But interestingly, the biggest strength of a man, depending on how he uses it, depending on how he puts, remember, the factor that differentiates human from animal is what? Control. The only difference from animals and human being is control. So depending on how a man can put control over this major innate, inborn factor of him, it can either be a strength or a weakness. Unfortunately, in the world of today, we begin to see more and more of men who have fallen vulnerably to the potency of this innate factor of their life, and it is ego. It is called ego. Ego is the biggest weakness of every man, is the biggest strength of every man, is the biggest vulnerability of every man. We begin to see more and more of men who have who could not instill control over their ego. We begin to see more and more of men who have lost that grip over their ego. You can clearly see that their ego is right in their way of getting work done, of being a good father, of being a good husband, of being effective in business, of being a good employee, of being a good team player, and even a good member of the society. Their ego becomes an hindrance to them maximizing their full potential and full capacity and being the space of a man. We begin to see more and more of men who have misrepresent authority for leadership, who have misplaced, you know, leadership for, dictatorship, because their ego has stood in their way of having a clarity of purpose, of functioning in the right capacity as a man. It is important to note that ego in itself is not a bad thing, but if it's mismanaged, misappropriated, it becomes the biggest enemy that the man has. Now, when it comes to the subject of marriage and relationship, it becomes a huge problem. Handling relationship, it becomes a big problem, you know, keeping a sustainable marriage. We begin to see statistics every day of broken marriages, broken homes, and it becomes an unresolved equation where you see women struggling to be at peace with their man. You see women seems to tread on eggshell, you know. I'm trying to keep eye contact with both Instagram and Facebook. And then you give me long. Let me see. Epa. Adaro. Kí ló kàn nígà? Maybe no, that. Okay. You know, working out a relationship, exactly looking at the framework of a typical woman, irrespective of the age, race, background, religion, and cultural differences. It's almost like men becomes a universal factor and a general problem to every woman. Oh yeah. You know, this becomes a factor. The ego becomes uncontrollable. It becomes what every woman now have to deal with. How can I please him? How he can't hear me? And when I talk to him, women begin to feel there are so many women in their marriages that feel like an housemaid. There are so many women in their marriage that feel like a stranger, you know. They can't connect. They find the man, the so-called husband, unaccessible. They want to express themselves, but they are treading on eggshell. They want to express themselves, but they are afraid of not, running into offenses. So we dealt with all of that last week. So every woman who is struggling, in their relationship, who is struggling, especially those ones. I'm not talking of, like I said, I always talk from the angle of ideal situation. What I mean is, I'm talking of from the angle, from the place of what is normal. I'm not talking of crazy women. No. I'm not talking of stupid men. I'm talking of real man. The fact that somebody is a good woman doesn't mean she doesn't have weakness. A good man does not necessarily mean he doesn't have his weakness. A good man might have a problem struggling with his ego standing in his way. So I realized that every man or every woman in a relationship, either marriage or courtship or dating, whatever how you defines it, they begin to struggle with this question all over the globe. What do men really want? I did everything for him. I did it. Somebody said last week, I treat him like a mini god. And what do they want? That brings us to this series. So we talked about yesterday that because of the ego last week, that because of the ego of a man, they place a demand on honor. They place a demand on, you know, acknowledging their territory and making them the king that they want to be. Now that does not mean idolizing. That does not mean you kiss them ass. That means you just constantly manage it as a weakness, not as a strength, not as an advantage on the side, just so that this person has this disadvantage. He likes to feel like, yeah, and just play around on his intelligence. So we continue from there today. What do men really want? This will be very controversial. I believe that so many of you are on this table. Like I said, when we do what the women want, it was targeted at the men to understand the make and the framework of a woman. But I think so many women they won't. You really think it was valuable. So what do men want is actually for the women to understand the framework of a man. What do men want? Number two. Let's get started. We have limited time. Number two thing that a man wants, or so to say, what men want, or which is one of the reasons that causes so many conflicts in relationship. I've been privileged to talk to so many women who have just eaten breakfast, who have been heartbroken. And when I listen to their story, you feel for them, oh, the guy treated her wrong, yeah. But when you listen to the details of, just ask a question, I want to ask the question, How did you guys meet? When you hear the story of what happened, why she's heartbroken, you will feel for her. But when I ask the question, how did you guys meet? And I listen to the narrative, 7 out of 10 times, you always see that I will be like, well, it's like you signed for heartbreak. There is always something from the story that you'll be like, did you not see this? What were you expecting? From this point, you're guilty. That is why he was doing all of this to you now, because you missed this part of the story. You let yourself down here. What are you signing for here? Why did you do this? So I know that so many of you will be on this table. You will be on this table. What do men really want? The main frame of a man is wired to be calculated and to be fixed. Women are very flexible. That's why a woman can wake up happy, and by 12 noon, she's sad, and by 5 p.m., she feel like shopping, and by night, she feel like knacking, and she knack, and the knacking will make her excited in the morning of the next day, and then she went back being angry again. Women can be fluid. Women have the capacity to multitask. She can be happy with you and be unhappy with you at the same time. I agree with you in totality. Yeah. One of my philosophy now is happy woman, happy life. What it means is that if a man can find out what makes his woman happy and constantly do it, it's a guarantee that your life will be better. You want to live long, you want to do well at work, you want to have peace of mind, whatever price it takes to make your woman happy, pay it in your own interest. You're not even doing that a favor, you are buying peace of mind for yourself. I say it now, happy wife, happy man. There's no two way around it. And if the woman is happy, there's a level of honor that it brings to the man. But let's look at this contrast. So women are very fluid. They can switch mode anytime. Women are fluid. Anything changes their mode, anything changes their perspective. That's why women don't really have permanent enemy or permanent friend. Bestie me, only the guys go. You know, they are fluid. Devil knows this. That is why when he wants to tempt human being, he didn't go to Adam, he went to Eve. The only person you can easily convince is a woman. How many of you have said in your life that me, I will never do make a long distance relationship, and you have done that one 2 times now. How many of you have dated some kind of men, maybe one tribe? Wow, again. Pastor. So many of you have said it. Pastor when you are a youth. Right now, your husband is a pastor. Women don't have a fixed decision. Something can change it. When you are persuasive enough, you can easily persuade a woman. Men are not like that. Men are very rigid. They are calculated. You know why women are flexible? It's not because they are weak. Let me explain it to you. Women know how to implement and assess at the same time. It's a strength. They know how to keep doing it while evaluating it. Moving forward, man can be a time waster sometimes. We know how to sit down and calculate and assess. And women don't have time for that. Women are risk takers. They are risk takers. She just hear it, it sounds good, it jump in it. Once you get midway in it, it looks like things are going bad. Then she starts learning the process. She's learning the process while she's on course. A woman is like that. They don't mind. They just jump into idea. Boom. Oh, they learn. No. I couldn't ship it for our little show you. Ship it for our. Why would I marry a teacher? Respect to all the teachers, but it could work. Don't ever to jam. That has been my mother's prayer since the day of Adam and Eve. Could I do your neighbor? You know, women learn the process along the way. They can act, and before they learn, they don't mind. Women are risk takers. Women don't mind the regrets. They will still do it again. So that's why, they can go into all of it and hit it and hit it. I mean, block and only comment is on it. Men will stay on one spot and spend January to November to calculate, only to implement in December. It's not a woman. A woman hears it, she's doing it. Somebody told her of a business, bam, she's on it. Man, we ask the question, ta ló ti ṣe tó ti rí? Ẹni tó ṣe yẹn jẹ́ kí n meet ẹ̀. Èló ló gain níbẹ̀? Èló ló lose níbẹ̀? Báwo náà ṣe máa ń ṣe? Òkè tí n bá tà tí ò bá tà kí ni mo á ṣe? Men calculate every step of the way. Every freaking step of the way. Women implement and learn along the line. You understand? Along the line. So they will possibly make a lot of mistakes. But guess what? They will probably achieve more results in little time than a man. Women will possibly achieve small results that are many. Men will achieve one big result. Because men are naturally time wasters. Because it's calculating. Now, transfer this knowledge to relationship. So a woman easily gets persuaded to fall in love. And she just believes everything. And she's putting in everything into it. That is why they are the one that easily get disappointed. Do you know the 11 commandments? You know Moses went to collect 10 commandments. You know there is another one, 11 commandments. Blessed is he that did not expect, but he will never be disappointed. Women are easily disappointed because they put in their all from the start. Men put in bit by bit and grew. Before the man put in his all, you are probably in 10 years in marriage. Before a man wakes up and just come to you, except we have some dramatic men that do things for ulterior motive. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking of an ideal situation now. Before a man will come to a woman and say, marry me and propose to you. What is the calculation in that? I told us last week, women marry for love. They respond to emotions. Men calculate. Men marry for a reason. The reason differs, but there is a reason. The reason might differ, but there is always a reason. There is always a reason why a man will choose you over another person. Now, this picture of a man and a woman, put it in a relationship. This now makes a man in every relationship be very rigid-minded in their relationship. His mind is fixed. So what starts with you is what is keeping with you as a woman. Poor women, very flexible in nature, goes into a relationship, but in between the line, the agenda changes, the feelings changes, the perspective changes, and then they put in their all, and then they expect in return a demand, to whom much is given, the much is expected. Now their demand is now bigger. Conflict will start. So what do men really want? Men love to stick to contracts. Hi, we will shake the table today. Men love to stick to contracts. I need you to write this down in your heart or anywhere if you have a notepad. Whatever is not discussed does not exist. Every woman who is in a relationship or who is trying to be in a relationship, or even if you are already married, write this down somewhere. You will need it in dealing with your man all your life. Anything that is not discussed does not exist. I have been privileged to speak with so many women, especially those who have been, heartbroken at one point or the other in their life. They are going through moments of disappointment. And I've come to listen to stories. First of all, the story always look as if it's the same man that's hurting them. The story sounds alike to me. And in between this story, I've always come to spot this same thing. There comes to a time where the woman is feeling somehow and the man is feeling differently. The woman is expecting this, the man is in another realm entirely. The woman is up here and the man is still right here. Now, the expectation of the woman does not match their experience. And it's beginning to feel like, oh, it should be more to me. He should have done this. You should have known. You should have. If there is any word that is very common, one English word that is common in the mouth of every woman, is the word I thought. Every woman thought too much. I thought that he should. I thought we were. I thought. Maybe you should write this down too. It's a very bad English, but that is the way you will remember. Do not thought. I thought, I thought, I thought, taking assumptions and presumptions. Men stick to contracts. I want that. Men stick to contracts. I will say this to every woman who cares to hear the truth. A man is not guilty for your negligence. He should have been there for me. No. A man is not guilty or responsible for your negligence. Let's put it in a way that is a little bit informal. A man, it is not a man's fault that you are stupid. Oh, that's why you want to play the feminine thing. I'm a woman. We've talked about it before. One of the things you need to do for yourself as women is to take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for your actions. If you miss it, say you miss it. You understand? So sit down and strategize and get it right. So that you will not transfer the pain of the yesterday into the possibility of tomorrow. We'll talk about that in the last series. Taking responsibility. Telling yourself the truth. You hold yourself that your happiness is dependent, your next life, your future is dependent on how you can tell yourself the truth. Runke said, we thought. What did Runke say? We thought, because you told us too many lies from the beginning. Wait, I'll follow your hand now. Do you know in the honest truth, research shows that 9 out of 10 times, men don't lie from the beginning. All the lies that men tells a woman in the initial stage of relationship, they are men that a woman condition a man to say. If you have to ask a man, do you love me? Do you really love me? You don't always tell me you love me. Tell me, I'm a woman. You should be telling me. You are mad. You are mad. What will the man say to you? I love you now. You have forced him to lie to you. There is no such thing as having you to remind him to tell you to love you. You are just being stupid. Now, that's right there. You have made him lie to you. It is an harassment. It's an emotional harassment. So now, he did not lie to you. He did not say the truth. He actually tell you what you want to hear. Most times, men don't lie about how they feel about you at the initial stage. They just begin to evolve it to play into what they think that your emotions demand. If you let a man be, you will know the truth of his heart. If you let him be, you will know the truth of his heart. But if you have to put words in his mouth, some of you is over Sabi that want to kill you. What are we now? Because me, I don't want to know where I am. I want to do. If a man is not clear in his purpose, you don't give him a space now. You don't have to ask. If you are that important to him, he will find you. 7 out of 10 lies that men tell women, it is the woman that is putting the lie in their mouth. My brother Felix. Okay. Now let's continue. Men love to stick to contracts. Women are very fluid. The way they feel changes. I was having a very warm discussion yesterday. And we're looking about this subject. Okay, let us do a test of hypothesis. How many of you here that is married, when you met your husband today, when you met him, you never liked him? Say the truth and let the devil be ashamed. You didn't like him. In all fairness, when you met him, he wasn't the man of your dream. Just say yes. Let me see your comments. Let me see your hands up. When you met your man, in all fairness, he wasn't your type, or you never liked him. How many women will try to make heaven and see the truth here? Yeah. Let me see those thumbs. Yes. Yes. Let me see. Where are the good Christians that can say the truth? Okay. Okay. Do you know that research shows this will shock you? This will shock you. That 69% of married women are not happy with their husband. Like, it is not what they are not. They are happy with their husband. Let me not use the wrong word. It is not the man that they envisaged to marry, the type of man that they wanted as a young lady that they are married to right now. Even though now in their marriage they are fulfilled, they are happy. They love their husband with their life right now. But when they met him, no, it wasn't their choice. Of course, there are still people who are still planning to make heaven here. You can see hands raised. You know why I ask you? Now, at some point, you met him, you never liked him. but he continued to pester. Some of the men even walk away and then came back. And then some of you even dated somebody else. What for at Dano? When you now told you at the car, you now come back to this same man that you never liked. Some of you are on this table, you know. Some of you were just wanting to be using him to pasha you. Máa fa orí ẹ̀. Lọ́kàn ara ẹ̀ o fẹ́ máa fa orí ẹ̀. O fẹ́ máa fa orí ẹ̀. Ó padà fa orí ẹ̀. Some they just say, oh yeah, I can't date you. Yeah, I like him as friend. That's it. He's my friend. But no, I know now. He's my favorite, but I know wrong now. But over time, the values that makes what you like in a man changes. And lucky enough, it changes to what this man is. So you end up liking him and getting married to him. Let me make you feel bad a little bit. It doesn't happen like that in the world of a man. If a man don't like you from the initial stage, he never like you. He will never like you. Hey. If a man never love you, níbẹ̀rẹ̀, ọ̀tọ̀ ní pé love ara yín tẹ́lẹ̀, life happens, and then fights here and there, and then the love begin to diminish. That's not what I'm talking about. If he did not like you from the spot, it wasn't like spot on. Your mumu self now think that over time, you will not. Men don't change. The perception about you will not change. Now, that does not mean he might not end up marrying you. But how we feel about you has not changed. You might end up, because some women are very, they are very forceful, they are very enforcing. Now you have built a wall of affection around him. Or for real. Maybe just saw something that would be beneficial in you. But when it comes to affection, it doesn't change. It has not changed. Men love to stick to contracts. This is the problem why so many marriages are experiencing a very rocky life today, because the terms of contract of both of them are different. The way they perceive each other are different. The woman is there thinking, my husband, my everything. The husband is sitting down and feeling like he's trapped. He's feeling like he's in prison. He's feeling like, something is wrong somewhere. You need to acknowledge the fact that every man wants to be accountable for his decision. Unfortunately, men have one weakness, that his decisions can easily be overrated, can really be overrode, you can override the decision of a man with affection. So he will let you do it. This is where the manipulation comes in. He will let you do it, but his position has not changed. Yeah, here we go. Very good question. Why impregnate a woman you were never attracted to? That baffles me. Let me answer that question. This is where the manipulation comes in. These are the unfortunate scenarios. So someone say, oh, if you didn't like her, why did he sleep with her? Sex is a general human factor. General human factor. What that means is every human being have that thing in common. Not every human being, every creature have it in common. If anybody tell you they don't like sex, slap them. They are lying. I have said this on this platform very many times. It's a lie. Every human being, every human being like to knack. So you understand? The way we have confidence and to approach it just differs. Then the way we are exposed to the reality of it differs. But that you don't like it, now lie. If you don't like it, go to the hospital. You need help. It's not even possible. Now, so the fact that the guy don't like a person, and then Stella, she it's always the least people that always subject every time I say that everybody likes sex. It's always the least expected people. So, Bagbe, a man can easily, let me tell you one of the problems. Let us look at this issue of sex that Olamide is asking. A woman sleep with a man that is not dating. Let's stop being pretentious now. Two adults decide to have fun. They are not in a relationship. A woman knack a man. 7 out of 10 times. If that knacking was good, if it goes right, if it was good, she feel that shit. She have orgasm. 7 out of 10 times, her emotions will start running for that man. That's why it's not good to knack a man that you have not concluded in your mind that you won't have a relationship with. Because you see, you will naturally fall in love with him. So your eyes will be blinded. Your eyes will be blinded to everything that you're supposed to check in him. You won't be able to check it again. It is that knacking that is controlling you at that moment. Your emotions begins to rule your decisions. Unfortunately, and you can watch men are not like that. A man can get on top of a woman right now and keep it moving and not even remember that he had sex. You understand? Nothing happened. He just enjoyed the moment and that's it. You keep it moving. That's how this is what we are talking about. Women are run by emotions. Men are run by logic. Logic. He have sex with you is not a thing to him. It's not. Most times, he's even just responding to your gesture. He feels like you are making sexual advances. And to him, he's even doing you a favor. Because you like him and you show it so much that you like him. And he just responds to that. He doesn't feel shit. Sad niggas are slick as fuck. He would deep dick you and go. Nothing. You're talking about, why will you sleep with the one that is not attracted? Unfortunately, where that is the case, they can do it. Women is the one. See, do you know that women have more control than men? How many of you don't know that? Don't be saying woman no spoil pass man. No. Matter of fact, lately, there are all of these metrics that are showing that women even cheat more than men now. It's just that they are a better cheater, so they don't easily get caught. But men lacks control. A woman want to cheat, he will cheat with a man that he likes. Okay, a woman that is married now, you want to be having a extramarital affair is for 2 reasons. 1, for money. So definitely, if you have to cheat at all, you have to cheat with somebody that have money. So there is a reason why she's cheating. Number 2, a woman that is married that want to have a extramarital affair will have that extramarital affair will cheat because he's not sexually attracted to the man, to the husband. So he will sleep with another man that she's sexually attracted to. There are so many women that are married today. Some of you are here. You don't have that sexual attraction with your husband. You know it yourself. Especially those of you who married in church. You don't like short men that are light skinned. You go and marry one. Now you are struggling with dealing with light skinned dick on a 5 inches looking man. Yes, you have grew because women are flexible. I mean, you have grew over time to now adjust to that small dick and small body and that light skin body. You love your husband. Fairness, he's a good man, so you will like him. But every time you see a man tall, dark, and built, your clitoris start misbehaving. Go my rookie lock. Every time you see a man that now looks like what attracts you, you'll be like, whew. In fact, you are running away for such men because you know that you might lose control. You understand what I'm saying? You know in your heart that when you see a man that now looks like what is your sexual fantasy is, you're like, you break down. So you stay away from those kind of men. Now God has punished you. They have just bring a new co-worker that is next to you. So now you can't greet him because you are trying to avoid talking to him because it's just what always drives you crazy. Yes, you have adjusted to your husband, but every time you meet that thing, that's supposed to be your match, then you have a problem. So women can be fluid. Men are like that. Men are very fixed. One of the vulnerability of a woman. Do you know that it says that study shows that second marriages always end in disaster? Second marriages always not work well. No, I've answered your question. You said why impregnate a woman you were never attracted to. I have just answered you. A man can sleep with a woman for all he cares. Doesn't mean he's attracted to the woman. Sex is a constant. It's a general value of every human. Okay? It doesn't like where you're from. It doesn't like your face. But you still have vagina regardless. And if you meet a little baseline decency. Okay, now I was explaining that to further buttress it by saying, see, let's say a married woman now wants to cheat. He will cheat because probably money, or cheat because he's not sexually attracted to the man that he marries to. So every time he now sees something that is, different, that is what she wants, she might actually lost her mind. She can lose her mind and now be cheating with that person. Now, but you see, either reason for a married woman cheating, at least there is a reason, right? But find out men that cheat, they cheat for no reason. They just told you that Two-Face was fucking a bartender in the bathroom. Permit my English. That's how I do this show at night in Africa. Send your children to bed. Because this is supposed to be an adult show. I'm not trying to tell you, use church language for you. Two-Face, almighty Two-Face, won all the awards. When I heard that, I was like, Okunisha, listen, if I have half of what Two-Face have in his life, 50%. There are some women that cannot be my house girl. If I need an house girl, they will not even qualify. Two-Face. Not only that he has the money, he has the fame, he's the girl's type. Kí ló ṣe mí? Mo wà gbogbo nǹkan máa calculate mi mo ìwé ṣá kí ló gbé girl yìí? Ashanti àbí Beyonce, Rihanna, gbogbo nǹkan máa wà lórí mi nìyẹn. Àti tí wọ́n bá tiẹ̀ bá ṣe ṣìnà tọ́lọ̀ máa fi sọ pé kò ní choice ó gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe. Hello?
Hello, Victor.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason am I online? Am I on speaker?
Yeah. Now.
Don't put me on yet. Oh my God.
Okay, I'll take you out. I'm with you. I agree with that. Because the framework is different. It's different. It's different. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Right. All right. Okay. That was gross. That was gross. Okay. Now, you see, there is a volume of emotions that runs with everything a woman does. Like they said, a woman will probably sleep with you because you have some element of feelings. Even if it's not 100, you have something with you. But a man is not like that. Side niggas will debrick you and keep you moving because you want to steal the contract. Now, this is where we have 70% of problem in relationship is that two people met at one point. Men are fixed. You meet as friends. You are friend zoning. Yeah, I've answered your question. It is possible for man to get intimate with a woman without emotions involved. Men can do that. That's why I said they are fixed. And it doesn't mean that because you sleep with the woman, then the emotion will start. No, if the emotion was never there, it will never be there. Do you understand? If it's never there, it will never be there. If you like sleep with you 200 times in a month, the emotion will still not be there. Except on some exceptional cases, but you get breakfast and become design resolving to you, and that's certainly that is see that sense calculating. It doesn't really mean he has something king for you. Men deal with a woman most times for certain ulterior motives. You understand? It doesn't. It's that every other reason other than love, every other reason that is different from being in love. But a woman, even if he doesn't feel 100 with you, he gets to a percentage level. But there's a level of emotions that he gets to before he sleep with this man. And then once he sleep with that man, that shit was good. The emotions start flowing like this. And then this woman has taken this relationship to another level. And this man is still just here looking at her. This is where we have a little bit of problem. So today, we have so many relationships, we have so many marriages, that the terms of contracts is the problem. Let me start with those of you who are bestie, 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 bestie mini, bestie mini, bestie mini, bestie mini. You have one male bestie, Abi. Belle, be wasting your destiny. Bestie mini, bestie mini, bestie mini. You now have a boyfriend. So, yawa guys, so they breakfast, other boyfriend there. And then your bestie becomes a shoulder to lean on. He now check on you. He now check on you. He become a shoulder to lean on. Have you ever heard of this word? A shoulder to lean on is a dick to ride on. Now it's a shoulder to lean on. And now you want to find closure. Bestie or wrong. Most of the time, I don't care what the people say. Bestie ti fọ́ wọn lógo bestie mi nìyẹn. Ẹ ti fọ́ra yín bóyá in time past. Wọ́n ṣe fọ́ra wọn. Or one toaster. Even not bàtí fọ́ra wọn. Toaster to wá convert is a friend. And you think he has changed his mind on trying to knock you. He still want to knock you. So the best thing she don't say yẹn. Ó ṣì máa gbà pátá díẹ̀ last. She call me brother. I call her sister too. I'ma go find the girl her sister too. If you watch your city, she get report too. My only girl with me I run to. Only Shoma can tell. But brother, sister. Yeah. Everything about the frame of the man and woman is almost directly opposite. I agree with you. Now, they broke your heart with your boyfriend. So your bestie friend, your male friend, is the one that is there for you. Show up, show up, show up. You now want to find closure. Oh, it take you out. Come on by Ronu, come on by Shekini. Some of you are on this table. Then you knock your bestie. You knock your bestie. That shit was good. You knock him again. You now begin to text bestie. Bestie begin to text you. You text bestie. Bestie begin to text you. You knock bestie. Bestie knock you. Then your emotions begin to now run around for bestie. Now where you fuck up. Now emotions is in place. You knock bestie at first time to have closure. You are friends. You've been friends the entire time. You are just emotionally vulnerable at this moment because you just broke up a relationship. Your emotions is weak. You think if you now just, you just lose guard. That shit was good. And then you shy again. Now, your emotions is running. Now you are showing up in your bestie's house, helping him do his laundry, wash his clothes. And then you text him, baby. You send him, I love you. He say, thank you. You continue. You have breached the contract. So you now feel like because you know each other for long, now you call him to a discussion. You are telling him how you feel about him. Because you have been friends, he's afraid of hurting you. He will now profess the same thing to you. And back on, you enforce a relationship that does not exist. Enforce a relationship that does not exist. You started doing all the girlfriend thing for bestie, except the fact that you guys never had any concrete conversation. You just assumed that he has been a good guy to you and he show up for you. You just assume that he has been showing up on your behalf. He has been there. He's been a good friend. He's been nice to you. And then now, you got the good dick. Then you started acting as girlfriend. You started acting as girlfriend. You started doing lovey-dovey. The guy is chilling, he's looking at you. Now, remember you have been friends, because he respects you. He likes you. But he doesn't see you as girlfriend. So he doesn't want to hurt you. So he will play into your fantasy. He will agree to everything, any advances that you make. You say you are coming, which one I'm coming? You came in the evening. You cook for him. You people ate together. You now started watching Netflix. He's looking at you. Before you know it, you have slept up on his couch. He's telling you to come and you now say, okay, I will go tomorrow. You step in his room. You knock again. Over the years, you turn yourself to a relationship. I call this assumptive relationship. So many women have been in an assumptive relationship. So many women have been in an assumptive relationship. You just assume you are dating. You just assume you take kindness for affection. The fact that this person is there for you may result in your head that I have a feeling for you. Oh, yeah, I sent you greeting card before. Or sometimes, some of you are here. He asked you out 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You clearly said no. Life happens. Boy, you don't get breakfast. I get to do it declare. Life happens. Now, because you see him constantly, you begin to develop. Like I said, woman's decisions are fluid. It doesn't remain the same. Now, over time, you begin to appreciate some qualities of a man in him. So you begin to like him, you begin to appreciate him, and he's kind enough. He's not one of those stupid men that told you if you say no, they begin to abuse you. But this one is a perfect gentle guy. When he asks you, you said no, but he keep you, at arm's length. You guys still talk. You guys share. Maybe you are in the same church, in the same class. You are work. You are colleagues at work, and you begin to now see more of him and begin to appreciate him more. And now you begin to realize that you begin to have feelings for him, and then you became closer, and then you start doing girlfriend nature. You start calling him in the morning. You say, hey, get him back with me. You start this one. What are you doing this way? Now he's inviting you to a party. You are going. You came to his house. He knock you. You knock each other. And then you knock again. And then you knock again. And then you begin to assume that you are his girlfriend because he asked you 5 years ago. And now you're close to him and he still acts nice to you till now. And you guys snack. And anytime you say you want to come, he didn't say no. You now begin to assume that you have started dating. When you clearly said no 5 years ago when they asked you out. But me, sister, me, nigga, you are guilty by default. You are only the one in a relationship with him. He's not in a relationship with you. Anything that is not discussed never exists. Never exists. Men stick to contracts. Hear me very well. If there is anything that the man, you say men lie a lot. I agree with you. Well, unfortunately, Olamide, there are so many women. There are more naive women than the ones that are actually saying. If you feel that is naivety, there are so many women that are naive because trust me, it's happening every day. Oh, you met a guy online and then you guys talk every time, you chat every time, and your talk is smooth. You talk every time. I started assuming shit. Behave yourself. If it is not discussed, it does not exist. I've seen more women got their heart broken by assuming a relationship than those who actually had a real relationship. When I hear the story of how do you meet, I do, okay, what have now happened? It now happened, and then they will now want to skip that part. We now just started getting involved. Okay, that's the foul. That's the foul. You just assume at some point the process of establishing a relationship. And guess what? 10 years down the line, this same thing is still affecting your marriage. 10 years down the line, this same thing is still affecting your marriage. Because the man now begins to feel trapped by you. Feel very trapped. Now he's struggling to just get his freedom. Struggle to just do him. Struggle to do his thing. And that's why he's just looking for one girl to date outside. Now he's cheating on you uncontrollably. Not because you are not a good woman, but because you are not his choice. You force yourself as a choice on him. Men freaking stick to contract. If you are bestie, if you like 400-500 times, you are still bestie. Oh, some of you, we discuss it. And he says, well, I'm not promising anything now. Let's see how it goes. Very indifferent statements. Yeah, I like you. I like you. It's very from I'm in love with you. I was about to say something the other time. Do you know that as much as you say men lies, men lies a lot. Men lie for no reason. I agree with you. I agree with you, but let me tell you the honest truth. There's one thing that men don't lie about. It's how they feel about you. If you are not the one that is demanding an answer from them, most time it tells you he loves you when it doesn't, because you are the one who is asking. He knows what you want to hear, and he's just telling you. Men don't lie about how they feel about you. Hear this again. A man's first statement is his truest statement. Oh, that man tells you that he's done with you. Come back 2 days later to say he's testing you. Wallah is done with you. Wallah is done with you. Walk away. Along. You know I love you, Olamide. Oh more. You know in your heart of heart, and then ship boots. Men don't lie about how they feel. Tell me. Because that's why I'm watching you. I'm watching your husband. Men don't lie about how they feel. And men don't joke about how they feel. A man look you in the eyes like this, kuru, and he tells you he's not sure about how he feel about you. Please don't be sure about what you're happy with him too. Don't assume what does not exist. Men love to stick to contracts. If it's never discussed, it never exists. Men don't lie about how they feel. No. Hey, but you said you love me. But you are the one who asking, do you love me? Are you sure you love me? Because every time I text you, you don't tell me you love me. Do you love me? And I say, baby, come on now. I love you. I really love you. No, you are the one who put the statement in his mouth. You don't need to whine a man that is in love with you. It's not a requirement. Men don't lie about how they feel. Oh, I'm not that kind of person that you don't know. You don't know. That's what they call escape. That they call that an escape. I want to give you an explanation of why. Is somebody getting something here? I have a story of a woman who married a man. Let me give you some scenarios so that we can discuss about that. What time is it? Of a scenario of a woman who married a man. They met in America. The man is like 20 years older. Very, like, the age gap is very far. The man is, they have little challenges with babies, right? The woman is not conceiving. And the woman went ahead to do an IVF. Right? She went ahead to do an IVF. And she conceived. And she gave birth to kids. Don't forget they were married. And we are going to be more. God bless her. She gathered money, saved money, did IVF, and she gave birth, and she had these children. It was the sperm of this man that they used to do the IVF. Their babies. Couple of years down the line, their marriage begins to get trouble, and the man tells the woman every day right in her face, I didn't tell you that I want children. The children, what's your idea? Not mine. You want these children? Take them. Change their name. I didn't ask for children. But she loved him. And in fact, it was part of the offense of the woman that she decided to have children without his consent. This nigga was the one who donated the sperm. But he said it was the idea of the woman to give birth to babies. What is not discussed does not exist. How many good things have you done for your husband? How many things have you done in your marriage with good intention? And the man, you now get frustrated today because you feel like the man did not appreciate your efforts. And you are frustrated. Whatever is not discussed does not exist. So you now expect the man to do something and reciprocate, and he's not doing it. You now look as if he did not appreciate it. Now you are worked out. Calm your nerves down. Men don't need to be whine like this. You don't understand. You don't need to whine a man like this. A man can function independently and be to you what he wants to be. Women, he learn to take the beat that you can get. Demanding for more when it comes to emotional engagement is a disaster in the making. Do you understand? Whatever is giving you, take it and ask yourself a question. Is this, can you do with this? If you can't do with this, you want more, then that's not in. Keep it moving, walk away. I don't have any better thing to tell you. You want to have 100% affection. That is the ideal man that you want. He's giving you 30. Ask yourself a question. Am I okay with 30? If you're okay, that's your business. Stay. If you're not okay, keep it moving. Don't try to demand for 50 more to make 80. It's a lie. Everything you're going to get is that 30 minus 20 because you have tried to enforce another 18 in him. We drain 20 out of what he even have for you. He will drain it. But guess what? He will now make up falsehood of 80. So you will begin to see 80, 100 of falsehood. It's almost like women love to be lied to. Almost look like that. You complain of men lying, but you are the facilitator of their lies. Oh, men lie a lot. When women make them lies. If you stay in your place and stick to contracts, you will not really be lied to. If you can learn to steal to contracts, how is the best thing to save, to stay safe and stay unhurt? Is to have to discuss whatever you feel, however you feel at some point. Finding closure. So many people has ended up being in a relationship with somebody that is not in a relationship with them. You are dating somebody that is not dating you. Because at some point, you guys just get involved and just get sexually intimate and you assume that is relationship. Or you guys are now good friends and you feel that that. No. And that is the reason why you should be in a relationship with him. Let him say it. I say it to you now. You have not done anything wrong for falling in love with a man. Even if he did not ask you out and you love him. Or you guys are friends, you are close, and now you're having feelings for your friend. Let me tell you how to go about it as I begin to wind down. I want to adopt that time discipline. You are in a relationship with somebody that has not been formally established. Do not go any further assuming that you are good together. No. This is how to do it. This man now is taking all the beats of you. You're already doing girlfriend shit. except with the fact that you had not never at any time formally discussed anything of such. Guess what? Step back. I've said this before last week. Always give a man room to be by himself so that he can think for himself and make a decision for himself. Don't surround a man with a wall of attrition, with a wall of affection. And now his thinking is clouded by your affection. So he does begin to tell you what you want to hear. Now, you are expecting him, you are friends, you are close, but you have feelings for him. If you argue, last one you are wet, but you are not dating, and you want to behave yourself. You don't want to be the one to go and ask him out. Okay, no wala. You don't want to ask him, but you know that he likes you too. But it's not, most likely it's not just talking. Don't assume relationship. Step back. Use absence. One of the laws of Robert Greene, 40 laws of power. Laws of power. Let me quote that thing. Law 16 in the 40 laws of power. There's a book of 40 laws of power by Robert Greene. He says, okay, let me see if I can copy it. Let me see if I can copy this. There we go. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Once you have become well known and admired, you already register your presence, right? You have been good to him. You present yourself. You don't catwalk. You don't wear your nice skirt. He has seen your fine body. He has seen your woman, what they call it, virtuous woman. Yeah. Step back. You spend time with him. You get to know him. You now know him, and you appreciate him. Step back. He says, once you have been well known and admired, use absence to increase respect and honor. The more you are seen and heard from after a certain point, the more you cheapen your brand. People will lose interest and respect for you. They will lose respect for you. Now, most times, because you like him, they are doing this man tells you when you started getting involved that you guys should just be friends. Yeah, I like you, but I just don't want commitments right now. And you are okay by it. And you guys started getting involved. You guys are just, friends with benefits. That's fine. No commitment involved. So everybody can do you. We just have an open relationship. But now, you want more. Your emotions is running around. And you are not coming back to the drawing board to discuss it. Don't assume that he has appreciated you the way you appreciated him. Anything that you did not discuss. Now, every time you want to redefine the contract was friendship before, or the contract was open relationship, the contract was this thing before. Now you want to change it to want a deeper intimacy, and you don't have the nexus to discuss it. You don't even have to discuss it, because he will lie to you if you are the one that initiated the discussion. He will lie to you. What you need to do is adopt the value of absence. Step back. If you are that important to him, he will find you and he will come to meet your terms. Hear me. If you are not that important for him to miss you when you are not available, or for him to miss you when you are not giving him all those benefits, now you are not going up to cook for him, or go and suck his dick. You go and do all of those things. You are not doing all those girlfriend shit. You step back and I just want to get myself, I just think that we are moving too fast, and I think that, I need to give myself some respect and dignity. And you step back and it does not step towards you. If you are not that important to him, for him to find you and find out what your needs are and meet it, then it's not worth you wasting your emotions on in the first place. It's not worth it. Step back. It's not worth it. Don't come and be doing what are we now? We are nothing but pencil in the hand of the creator. I just think we are going too far now. I think by now you should. I don't know your parents yet. I don't know you. And the guy was like, no, now let's take things easy. What do you mean by taking things easy? We've been dating for 2 years. And I've not even met any of your family. I've not even met. You are dividing yourself. You are setting yourself up for failure. You are setting yourself up for failure. When you begin to have this saying, I've not even met where you are going to your mom's house this weekend. And Sheka Jolo. I'm just asking Ali, let me just meet her now. Now you are begging to meet his family. What is wrong with you? You not marry that kind of a man. Now he's using your heart to play long tennis. See, like I said, man don't marry just for love. Love is one of the reasons, but that's not all it. That's not all of it. Now you are just becoming an epidemic to him. Men stick to contracts. Men stick to contracts. I will see you again on Thursday. No. Yeah, on Thursday. I'll see you guys on Thursday. On Thursday or Friday. We'll continue from here to the next thing, that one of the major factors, the need of a man. Of course, there are 5 needs that I want to discuss for this month. The 5th one is the issue of sexual intimacy. I'm going to talk the way people assume that every man wants sex. I'll prove you wrong. We'll get to certain needs when it comes to sexual intimacies. Ladies and gentlemen, such a good time sharing with you guys today. Enjoy the rest of your night.